Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thanks for joining me. Apparently, there's been some breaking news. The Johnny Depp trial is over. Finally, the defamation lawsuit has ended. Amber Heard was found liable for defamation, and the jury awarded Johnny Depp roughly $10 or $15 million um, for that defamation. It's interesting, though, that on the other side of it, Heard was also seemed to be defamed by the attorney of Johnny Depp, not Johnny Depp himself. It's interesting because in the context and what was attributed to Johnny Depp, they said no, she hadn't proven any kind of defamation, right? But now, um, because the other one, she is entitled to like $2 million, and um, she was given $2 million in her compensation. So as you see, Johnny Depp has proven that Amber Heard did lie about him in the article that she released, trying to make as if he was some monster that he wasn't. Now, I didn't cover this story because I figured it was being covered everywhere else, but I figured I can at least cover the verdict and give a little discussion of what I think about the situation. Now, what I believe is that the jury did come to the right conclusion based on the things I've seen from the trial. Um, I believe both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are probably not great people, especially together. But I also believe that that you have to follow the facts, right? I'm tired of this world. I'm tired of a world where a man can be abused by his spouse, and that the spouse doesn't have to, and the female spouse doesn't have to do anything about it, right? She doesn't have anything come against her in most cases. She even stated in a conversation on the phone with Johnny Depp that was played at the trial that she should go ahead, or that Johnny Depp should go ahead and tell the world. No one will believe him because he's a man, right? Is basically the gist of the conversation. And I understand that you need to try. You need to people that save their victims. It's important to trust them, right? But you also have to be able to change your opinion and change your view when more details come out, right? When I heard about the story, I think I heard about it shortly after Amber Heard released her op-ed, and I was like, that kind of sucks. I like Johnny Depp. I'd hate to think that Johnny Depp is a terrible human being, right? But he lost a lot of work over that, to the point that he even lost his role at Disney for the Pirates of the Caribbean. At least that's what I have read, that he lost that role because of this trial and because of what Amber Heard had said. Now, I believe that she was abusive to him. I believe that she attacked him. I believe that she tried to cut his hand, basically sever his finger by, throwing the vodka bottle at him, and then she said these terrible things about him. And all the evidence that I have seen that both sides presented, Amber Heard was not physically abused. Amber Heard had no evidence of actual bruising or any kind of damage to her body when the police were there. Now, in the statements from his attorney, Johnny Depp's attorney at the time, then sure, yeah, whatever, right? He what he said may not have been accurate, may have been defamation. The jury said that it was. Now, I'm not quite sure how. I don't see how a fact can be considered defamation, but apparently, in this instance, it was. I'm going to guess because they proved that it wasn't. And I'm going to guess Johnny Depp's team didn't really challenge those statements. But I don't think that telling the truth about somebody is defamation. But making them out to be worse than they are, I think that is, right? And the jury agreed. Now, I believe we got to be honest with both sides of these type of issues, right? There's always two sides to every story, and then there's what's in the middle, the truth. And um, hopefully this is the right decision, and will have ramifications going down the line. Because I believe it's about time that men are able to stand up for themselves in a court of law and say, hey, I was abused. Because many men are taught growing up that you don't hit a woman. No matter what she's doing, you don't fight back. Which leads a lot of men to getting abused, either verbally or physically, having vodka bottles thrown at them, you know, beat up, but hit and stuff, have stuff thrown at them, and are physically harmed to the point like Johnny Depp almost lost his finger. And I believe we need to listen to men who are victims of domestic violence just as much as we do women that are victims of domestic violence. And I'll admit, in general, men are not, the ones that are generally the the victim. In many cases, it is men who hurt women, but there are women who hurt men that will take their stance of not hitting back, not hitting a woman, and they will take that as an opportunity to hit them and harm them, and then act as if nothing ever happened. That the man was the terrible person in the situation. I'm glad Johnny Depp got justice here. Like they had said in the trial, you know, they weren't even concerned that much about the money. At least Johnny Depp's team wasn't. So when it was a $10 million ruling for compensation and $5 million for punitive damages, which of course the judge changed to $350,000, which is the maximum allowed punitive damages in Virginia. So this trial is over. Finally, something we can move on to something else that actually matters. And hopefully, Johnny Depp can get back to doing whatever it is he does. Amber Heard can get back to doing whatever she does. And to be honest with you, to me, they were both terrible people. At least when they're together, apparently. Because other people that have been around Johnny Depp, other women that he's been around, have said he's decent. That he's a decent guy. Right? And people have said the same thing about Amber Heard. But the fact is, she lied about what took place against her, blamed Johnny Depp for it, said he was the cause of all her problems, and he wasn't. So I'm glad to see that Johnny Depp got some justice, and that we can see that women can be abusive. Because I want you to know, as somebody that has discussed domestic violence on this channel and things that should never happen to women, it shouldn't happen to men either. And I don't want you to think that I don't care about other, female victims of domestic violence, because of course I do. If you're a victim of domestic violence, I want to be on your side. I want to fight for you to ensure that your rights are seen, or given, right? I want to make sure that your words are heard. But when I find out that you lied about it, maybe have sympathy for you, and then it turns out you were a liar, I don't have any respect for you. And that goes both ways. I don't care if it's a man that's been abused or a woman that's been abused with domestic violence. And I'm fairly certain Johnny Depp was probably verbally abusive. That wouldn't be surprising, considering they were both always yelling at each other on those phone calls and stuff and other recordings that I heard of them. But thankfully, this is over. Anyways, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road.